I want to talk about how much YouTube pays me as a mid-sized channel. And not this channel, my main channel has 63,000 subscribers. And for me as a tech YouTuber, and on this channel more of a photography, videography guy, where most of that money actually comes from. It's not all YouTube. It's actually not even mostly YouTube. Over on my main channel, my Space Design Warehouse channel, I get anywhere between 250,000 and 400,000 views per month for the past 6 months or so. And I'm gaining new subscribers at about 4,000 subscribers a month for the past 4 months or so. So I feel like this is a great time to talk about money and maybe haze machines and when too much is too much. That'll clear out in a second. And you should actually be watching a bunch of these how much I make on YouTube videos, and you probably already are if you ended up with me and don't know who I am. Because on YouTube, we make a dramatically different amount of money just based on what we talk about. Like even on my own channel, the pay isn't based on like the channel's subject matter. Individual videos will pay vastly different amounts from one to the other. My top 2 paying videos are a perfect example actually. Take a look here. The video that's paid me the most amount of money my entire time on YouTube is actually like 5 years old. And it's about Uship, this gig economy app where you can move people's stuff across the country if you're going on road trips. Like Uber for shipping. Anyway, that video has 142,340 views and has made $2,254. My second place video, second place in money, has 485,648 views. So over 3 times as many views, but it has made less money, like $400 less. And that's because for whatever reason, YouTube has decided that I get paid $15.74 per 1,000 views when I'm talking about Uship, a video about making money, where this other video about a MacBook Air that actually did way better on YouTube only pays $3.76 per 1,000 views, like a quarter as much per view. And we can go a little further in and see that for advertisers to put an ad on my Uship video, they have to pay $35 per 1,000 views. So I guess YouTube has just gathered enough data to know that people who watch videos about Uship tend to spend more money on the ads from those videos. So those people are a more valuable audience than the people who watch videos about a MacBook Air. So then you can see if we zoom way out and I sorted this list by view count, my videos will all earn different dollar amounts per 1,000 views depending on what the video's about. I found one in there, a really old one about Robinhood, a stock trading app, where I get paid $38 for every 1,000 views. Wow. Too bad that video only has 50 views in the last month. So it turns out that finance related views make a lot of money. So naturally, I've steered my channel towards tech reviews, which altogether average out for me around $4 per 1,000 views. But I get a lot more views. I feel like that was all a bit tangential and you probably just came here to see how much I make and where it comes from. So let's look at the last few months. In August, with only, well, at the time, probably only 50,000 subscribers, I made a total of $1,140 from my efforts on YouTube. And that's just what YouTube paid me from the ads on the videos, the Adsense. And actually, I've got this channel, I've got this second channel also, so let's add that on real quick. Going back to August, and oh boy, $150 more. So $1,290 from YouTube, which is only about a quarter of what I made overall in August, if you can believe that. I was a bit surprised adding this all up, actually. I don't do very good accounting. Man, since I talk about tech products and photography gear, my videos have a lot of links to Amazon where you can so easily scroll down and buy the thing I'm talking about. Need a really good clacky keyboard? Huh? Link below. And I usually get about 2.5% of whatever people spend on those links in the description. In August, I earned $1,610 from those Amazon affiliate links in the descriptions. But in addition, Amazon has this creator rewards incentive thing where if you are the cause of the sale of a certain dollar amount on Amazon in a given month, you'll get additional money as a bonus. Those targets move around every month and I'm sure they're individual to the person because it seems like I'm always pretty close to the target and I just barely get over the line at the end of the month most of the time. But in August, clearly lots of people bought lots of stuff from those descriptions. I think that's when one of my MacBook Air videos was going bonkers. And I apparently moved $49,000 of merchandise on Amazon, and for that, they gave me a bonus of $1,680. And that's $1,680 in addition to the $1,610 they paid me for the 2.5% interest earnings on links. So just with Amazon, I ended up making $3,200 in August. Dang. Add to that the YouTube Adsense payout, and we're at $4,490. And it doesn't end there. 2 of my videos have this Shopify collaboration with this company that makes these custom SSDs that go into Mac Minis. And in August, I had a $401 payout from that. And that brings us to the total take for August at $4,891. Wow. That's more money than I thought. I wish every month was August. That is the equivalent of a $58,000 salary. Of course, I'm gonna lose a bunch of that to the tax man. So, looking at these numbers, YouTube was only about 23% of what I earned overall for the month. Amazon was 65% of what I made, and then just 8% was what I guess you'd call sponsorships. But I sought them out because I really liked the drives. And this is the number I could probably juice the most. Finding products I really like and then making deals with those companies to talk about those products and getting a percentage from the affiliates. Let's look at September. In September, I made a bit less through Amazon links at $1,178, and therefore I missed that $42,000 target for the bonus, only getting a $900 bonus from Amazon. So $2,078 from Amazon. YouTube views paid $155 from this channel, $1,138 from my main channel, and just $255 from that Shopify collaboration. Those Mac Mini SSD videos are finally starting to fizzle out now. I guess I made those videos all the way back in February. Seems way more recent than that. Here are all of those payouts, and man, just making 2 videos ended up netting me $6,558. I really should work harder on getting sponsorships. I almost never do sponsored videos, and not because of like principle not to. I'm just, I don't know, kind of lazy. Maybe I have ADHD. Anyways, looks like September, the channel pulled in $3,626. October, the views were up a little. Looks like I even had a day where I made $119 in a single day. YouTube Adsense paid out $1,407. Even though more people were watching, apparently way less people were buying stuff. The Amazon links paid out $1,192 in October, but sadly I was short altogether on the creator rewards, so I got 0 bonus. You'll notice that in August and September, the Amazon targets were as low as $22,000 and $30,000 of merchandise moved, and I would have hit those if they were offered. I actually moved $34,500 worth of stuff, but October, for whatever reason, the lowest echelon for the bonus was $37,000, and I fell short by a couple $1,000. So no bonus in October, unfortunately. I do think it looks like Amazon moves the needle. They move the target up and up as I make more and more, which pays out more too as long as you hit the targets, but it's harder to hit, and I don't want to just become one big commercial pushing stuff I don't care about. This really is the best keyboard I've ever bought. Keychron. It's got a little volume knob right on the top there. Payouts haven't even hit yet from the Shopify thing, but it looks like there is, what, $340 in the queue to be paid out for October. So October was the lowest month in the last few months. I only made $2,939 from my enterprise in YouTube. Only. This was literally a hobby that just ended up paying a few $1,000s a month. I was gonna do this anyway. I feel like I'm living a dream, honestly. Things are looking good overall. If we zoom out and look at some statistics, this is the whole year of my views chart. There is a clear trend that my view floor, like looking at the line, the lowest amount of my average views keeps going up every couple of months. I was getting around 2,000 views per day, 2,500 views per day. Then it jumps to 3,500 and sometimes 4,000 views a day. Then 4,500 and up to 7,000 views minimum per day in the summer. And since July 1st, I seem to be averaging about 8,000 to 10,000 views a day. Luckily, the money sort of follows the same pattern. And what's causing this to happen, and you can see this from the really tall spikes before the floor sort of raises, is what the YouTube gurus are calling the outlier videos. So every so often, I'll have a video that significantly outperforms my other videos and outperforms my subscriber count, honestly. Those are videos that get into the 6-figure views territory, even though I only have 60,000 subscribers. Those videos seem to bring in big swaths of new subscribers who then go back and watch the rest of my catalog, and the whole view floor raises up. And looking at subscribers too, I was gaining single digits new subscribers per day a year ago. Then it was like 20 to 30 per day. And in the last few months, it's pretty much a minimum of 100 new subscribers a day for the channel. So as we keep growing, the rate of growth is also increasing. As I get bigger, I get even bigger, even faster than before. So since January of this year, and my channel's actually coming up on being like 6 years old now, but things really only started to rip this year. Since January, on YouTube, I have made $9,171 from Adsense. I've made $12,025 from the links in the description, from people buying stuff that I'm talking about in a video. I've made $8,070 additional rewards from Amazon for hitting certain targets. And I am now a platinum Amazon influencer. Thank you very much. I'm not exactly clear on what that means, but I do know that platinum is the highest. And man, I can't even imagine what the actual big tech YouTubers are making just from Amazon links. Like that must be literally 6-figure months. Anyway, and then $6,558 from that one Mac Mini collaboration. And then in addition to the money, I've been given 2 laptops from Asus, 2 Ugreen NAS storage things, a bunch of SSDs from Kingston, a bunch of custom USB-C Oracle enclosures. This one looks like a little old-timey Mac. This one looks like a little Mac Studio. Aren't those adorable? adorable. And some networking equipment. And all of that totals up to about another $5,000 worth of stuff. So since January of this year, my YouTubing has generated in the neighborhood of $41,000. And honestly, other than the October surprise of missing that target, everything seems to be generally going up and to the right. And $40,000 is certainly not enough for me to live off of, but it's way more than I realistically expected to make from YouTube when I started this channel. That said, now that I'm getting pretty close to the median American salary just from my side hustle, all I want is more. I wonder what drives that. Back to the point I was making in the beginning though, I've seen videos like this where YouTubers are showing their earnings and they're getting like double the views that I'm getting, but half the amount of money. And I've also seen channels that get roughly about the same amount of views as me, but they're selling some video editing course or whatever, and they make triple my income. It all comes down to what you talk about and how enterprising and honestly how lazy you are about making your content make more money outside of just YouTube. I know I leave a lot on the table, but I also have a full-time job where I make a salary outside of YouTube, which means that I get to enjoy the pleasure of not necessarily chasing the most lucrative thing possible, but rather making videos about stuff I actually like, which right now is Apple computers, networking stuff, and camera gear. I hope this has been insightful. And since you've made it all the way to the end, can you do me a solid and subscribe to this channel and maybe go in the description and subscribe to my other channel too, if you like watching tech reviews. But let's pump those numbers. Can you imagine doing this as a full-time job? What a dream. That is all.